Well, good Saturday afternoon to everybody. Hope you were doing well. NBC game of the week coming your way from historic Fenway Park, 1979 Fall Classic. And today's game matches the New York Yankees against the Boston Red Sox from Fenway Park. Good afternoon, Ben. Good afternoon, RJL. Let me adjust this a little bit here so I can get it where we need it. Stay there, if you will. Hoping it will. Stay there. I think that's where we are very close. Let's go just a tad this way. I think that'll do it right there. All right, we are at historic Fenway Park in Boston. Pitching matchup today, Chuck Rainey for the Boston Red Sox and Ed Figueroa for the New York Yankees. I don't know if putting any light on here will help or make it worse. I don't know. I'm hoping it helps a little bit. Let's see here. I am going to be scoring the game on the Action PC computer as I play it, so I'm not going to score it on a score sheet. I'm just going to score it as we play it. Got the Action PC computer up, so it's telling me who's available off the bench and bullpens, so I can make those adjustments when needed. Hello, Kenyon. Good to see you. Hello, Brian B. All right. Of course, we have our team information sheets handy for both the Yankees and the Red Sox, so when needed, we will have those. I got the charts off to the side, except for the 54 chart and the defensive chart and the bunt chart. I'll have those out handy to show if, when things like that show up. So I'm hoping that we can get through this without any issues. That's what I'm hoping anyway. All right, so first things first, we're going to have bullpen sessions for both starting pitchers. Start with the home team and Chuck Rainey. And before I start, I got to get a couple pegs. I forgot to get pegs to mark their rating. And actually, before we start this, I will give a teaser to the people who are interested in tonight's final round of the Pebble Beach Classic on History Maker Golf. I did play up until what I said I was going to play, and I took a picture of the board as I finished it. So this is what the board looks like heading into the final 10 holes or 9 holes for the leaders. So I know you can't see it all the way, but I'll bring it a little closer. Justin Thomas and Gracerman are in the lead by 1 shot over Maverick McNeely. Russell Henley is 2 shots back. Victor Hovland and Aberg are 4 shots back. Morikawa is 5 shots back. All the other guys, including the real champion McIlroy, are out of contention. So just wanted to throw that out there in case you were curious, so that you can, if you do come in tonight's stream, you'll be prepared for where everybody's at. You can look just a little sneak preview. That's all. All right, now let's get back to baseball. Chuck Rainey and Mr. Ed Figueroa. So we're going to roll for Chuck Rainey on his bullpen session. And he gets a 17. So I've been rolling a lot of C grades lately on these game of the weeks. So I don't know what it is, but I've been rolling a lot of C grades. Let's check Ed Figueroa. 16, a C grade as well. I just can't get over it. I'm rolling C grades left and right. I just don't get it. But that's just the way it is around here. So one more thing I want to make sure the dice tray is visible here, so we can fit these cards in here. So Mickey Rivers will lead things off for the New York Yankees. Again, Rainey under his C grades. And let's see who else. Hello, Philip, Chuck, Gerald. Good to see all of you. Okay. Get the screen up here for Action PC so I can start putting these in the what do you call it? I got this thing out of line here. Let's see here. Display. Something with my display is not going well, but that's okay. I can live with it to do the inputting. Okay. Here is Mickey Rivers. We're underway. That is a 43, and a 43 is going to be a walk on the C grades. Would have been an out on a A or B grade, but on a C grade, it is a walk. So Mickey Rivers draws the walk to start the ball game. Hello, World's Worst. All right, here's Roy White. We're not going to steal with Mickey Rivers because I'm doing auto steals, and you only auto steal when you go off your own card. You get the plus sign. So here is, let's move Figueroa up here a little bit higher so we can get this part showing. And let's move him up a little bit so we can have the thing here showing. Of course, this was played May 19th, 1979. Roy White. 14 for White. That's an out with an X. And we look at the out chart, runner on first and an 11. And that's a ground out. It says here to the white die. White die is a 4. It's a ground out to second. Faster average runner advances to second. So Mickey Rivers is a fast runner, so he will advance to second base. He will advance to second base since he is fast. So Roy White is out of there, 4-3 on the ground out. And Thurman Munson is your batter. Munson. 31, and that's usually a hit, but I'm using Replay Gamers homebrew rule of 31 turning into a range check. So he will do that right now. 31 is going to be a range check. It's a 55, so that is the third baseman. Third baseman in this game for Boston is Butch Hobson. So we'll check out Hobson's range. Hobson's range is only an 8, and that's a 20, so that's definitely a failed range play. So on the failed range play with a runner, let's see here. It was a 55. Single to left. So runner advances 2 bases. The batter is safe, but the runner advances 2 bases. So that means he's going to score. It's an RBI single for Thurman Munson. He snuck it past Hobson. And the Yankees take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first. Hello, Joel. Good to see you. So Hobson unable to get to that one. But in fairness, it was a 20. I don't think anybody would have gotten to that. Maybe Brooks Robinson would have had the only chance. But it's 1-0 Yankees. And here's Greg Nettles. It would be a double play if the batter was out, Astros, but the batter was not out. Or you're talking about the previous play. You may be right on the previous play. Hold on. Let me see here. You know what? You're right. That's always a double play. So actually, the base hit here does not produce a run. It's just a single. So you are right. Thank you for bringing that up there, Astros. You were absolutely correct. That should have been a double play. So I will have to fix that in the Action PC computer so I can get everything back in line to where it needs to be so that we're playing on the same page here. So we have Munson's at first because he got the single past Butch Hobson on a failed range play. But up until that, we had a walk to start out the game. And then the double play because of the X that's on Roy White's card. You are absolutely, positively correct. When you don't play this game, you only play it one day a week when you're playing 3 or 4 other games. It can be a little, you can miss the little nuances there. So it was a ground ball double play, and it went to, it was a 4, I think, on the white die. So it was to second. So it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play. And then Munson singles. And now we're back on track. For Greg Nettles. 26, that's a lefty-righty split, and that's a single, automatic 2-base advancement on those left-right splits. So that is going to be a put runners at the corners, but that double play is looming large right now. It's keeping the Yankees off the scoreboard. And that brings up Hot Dog Reggie Jackson. I did update this to 2 outs now. 2 outs, runners on the corners, clutch situation for Reggie. And we get a 61, and that's going to be an out. 18, runners on the corners. Check that. That's just a fly to center, and that's going to end the inning. So Rainey pitches around a whole lot of mess and gets out of it. Yankees leave 2 on. The double play really took the starch out of them. And we go to the bottom of the first. Yankees nothing. Red Sox coming to bat. And let's see here. It is going to be Ed Figueroa on the mound on his C grades, no less. What's new? Everybody's on their C grades, it seems, when I roll these things. Here's Jerry Remy. 51. So we're under an error check on a 51. So let's see who the error check is going to be on. We have a 51, so we're going to roll again for this error check because the 10 was higher than the KD, which is only a 1 on Figueroa. So the error check 44, that's on the second baseman. And this game is Denny Doyle. Willie Randolph's on the bench. He's available, just not starting. Denny Doyle is. So Denny Doyle. Error check Denny Doyle at second base. His error is a 15. That's an 18. So how about that? He will boot it. What's the error? Let's see here. 44. It is a second baseman, 1 asterisk, so 1 base advancement. So error right off the bat on Brian Doyle. 1 base error. And that will send up Rick Burleson, the Rooster, not to be confused with the Red Rooster, but the Rooster. We'll see what the Rooster can do. Here against Figueroa. 21, and that's going to be an out. That's a 17, fly ball to left, 1 away. So Burleson flies out to Roy White, 1 down for Freddie Lynn, center fielder. 65, that's a home run chance. It is a 1-6. That's an 8, so no home run there. We'll see what the out really is. It is a 16, the runner at first. That's a ground out to short. White die 1, runners advance. The white die wasn't a 1. So it's going to be a fielder's choice unless the shortstop has a strong arm. Bucky Dent. Let's see if he has a strong arm or not. He does have a strong arm, so it will be a double play. So how about that? Not only do they not get the home run, they get the double play to end the inning. 6-4-3. 6-4-3 double play. We'll take care of things. And the Red Sox come away empty as well. Oh, thought I had that secured. I guess I didn't. Let me secure that. At least to try to secure it. All right, so 6-4-3 DP ends the first inning. And we can start with Chris Chambliss, top of the second. 33 for Chambliss, and that's a solid single for Mr. Chambliss. Leadoff single for Chambliss, and that brings up Big Jim Spencer, the designated hitter. 41, and 41 on Rainey is another walk. So first and second, nobody out. Rainey in trouble. Here's Brian Doyle. 46, that's the ballpark card, Fenway Park. And this is a 6. Fenway Park in a 6 is a foul ball. So not much foul territory in Fenway Park, so Brian Doyle gets a swing on the house. 26, it's a left-right split, and he's going to get the single two-star advancement, RBI single from Brian Doyle, and the Yankees take a 1-0 lead. You can thank Fenway Park for that because that could have been a foul out, but with the shallow or very small foul ball territory, that went in the crowd, and Doyle got another chance and made the most of it. Here comes Bucky Dent, infield for the Red Sox, playing for the double play with runners at the corners and nobody out. 66 for Dent. 1-3 is a triple. 7 is a double. It's a double to center field. Let's check the runner advancement. Runners at first and third on a hit, on a double, and it's a 7. Left field assist chance at home. Batter to third on throw. So batter's going to go to third. We know that, but there's an outfield assist chance for Yastrzemski on the throw home. So Yastrzemski, his assist chance is only a 1. Not very good. So he's got to roll a 1 to get him. And he does not. So it's going to be a 2-run double, and taking third on the throw is Bucky Dent. So that didn't go as well as the Red Sox had hoped, that's for sure. It is now 3-0 Yankees. Still nobody out. Philip, they did, but I read the play wrong. It should have been a double play on the first out of the inning, so they actually did not score in the first. I had to go back and correct that. So, all right, so runner at third, nobody out for the top of the order, and Mickey Rivers. Infield in for the Red Sox. 32, it's an out, and that's a 20. Runner on third. Runner on third out, and a 20 is a line out. Just line out to the white die, which is to the pitcher. Let's see. So if we roll the D20 and it comes up a 2, it'll be a double play. Nope, no double play. It's just a line out to Rainey for out number 1. Almost doubled off Dent, but he got back. And now that brings up Roy White. Infield still in. 44 for White. That's a single on a 1-4, and that is a 3. There's also a plus there, so that means he's going to have to steal or have to attempt to steal. But it's an RBI single from Roy White. And now the Yankees lead it 4-0. We'll check the Red Sox catcher in this case, which is Gary Allenson. Allenson has an average arm, so it's not going to affect Roy White's stolen base chance, which is a 10. He's right on the money, 50-50. He was 2 out of 4. So he's got a 10 for a stolen base chance. And he is in there. Stolen base. Now, I think, if I remember correctly, if you roll a 2, there might be some sort of throwing error chance. Let me double check that. Let's see here. Thought there was, but maybe there. I'm getting my rules confused now with other games. There's so many other games to play. Let's see here. Is there? Maybe there isn't. I don't know if anybody knows off the top of their head, but I don't think there is. Let's see. Trying to read on here real quick, and I don't see anything that says it's a error, possible error on the throw. So I'm guessing that there's not. Don't see it. Okay, just a stolen base for Roy White. He's in there successfully. Stealing second base. And that'll bring up Thurman Munson. 35, and that's going to be a single for Rainey. Single for Rainey with the runner on second. So go to the hit chart. Runner on second, D20 is an 11. Left fielder is hit to left field, holds at third, but can run with risk. Do they want to run with risk? Let's see. Run with risk, strong arm, 1 to 4 out. So let's see what kind of arm Yastrzemski has in left field. Left field, Yastrzemski does have a strong arm. So I think they're going to not run with risk. I think he's going to hold up here. So we do have runners at the corners. Runners are at the corners. And at the moment, only 1 out for Greg Nettles. Infield chime for that double play. 45, and a 45 says it's going to be an out G. That's a 5. Runners at the corners. Go to the out chart. Runners at the corners, 5. Ground ball to first. Runners advance, batter out, 3 unassisted. So that's all it says there. The infield was not in. So they were playing for a double play. But according to the thing here, it says batter out at first unassisted and other runners advance. So the run will score. They do get the second out, but the only play the Red Sox, George Scott, could make was to the base runner or to the batter. So it's going to be ground ball to first unassisted. And why do I have Roy White at second base? That doesn't make. Hold on. Something's confusing me here on what I've got here. So let me double check something. That's what I get for not scoring the game on paper. Let's see. White singled. Dent scored. White stole second. Some months. Okay, I didn't put in the single that moved runners to the corners on the computer. That's what threw me off. Okay. Now we have Nettles grounding to first unassisted. Now there are 2 outs with Reggie at the plate. 21 for Reggie, and he strikes out to end the inning. But it's a profitable inning for the Yankees as they put 5 on the board and lead it 5-0 over the Red Sox. Red Sox have their work cut out for them. As we go to the bottom of the second, it'll be Jim Rice. 32, that's going to be a double on a 1-2. That's an 11, so that'll be an out. And let's see, I'm going to re-roll this for the out. 10, base is empty. 10 is a line out to the white die, which was a 2, so he lines out to left field. Hauled in by Roy White. 1 away. And that will take us to Carl Yastrzemski. 42 on Figueroa is a base on ball, so Yaz will walk. And that'll send us to Butch Hobson, third baseman. $51, and that is going to be an error check because the 17 is way higher than that KD. So we're going back to the defensive chart. Check on an error chance. So we roll for the error. 15, that's a check on the pitcher. Ed Figueroa's error rating is a 19, and that's a 1. And now so that means he's gonna boot it. And that's going to be most likely, I think it's a one base error. Let me see. Yep, one base error. A one base error. One base error on Mr. Figueroa. That's going to put first and second. One down for the boomer, George Scott. He's got a 19, so he's pretty much going to have an error almost every time. Unless you roll a 20. 22 for Scott is going to be a single on a 1-4. A 5-12, he walks. Otherwise, he strikes out. That's a 1. It's a single. So we'll check runner advancement with runners at first and second. And check the hit chart. And D20 is a 1. It's hit to left field. Scores if weak or average arm. If weak or average arm in left field. Is Roy White weak or average? Check his arm. Roy White is weak, so it will score. So the runner on second will score. Other runners will go to one base, but it is going to be a single. RBI single off the bat of the boomer. George Scott and the Red Sox are on the board. Cutting the lead to 5-1, and here comes Dewey Evans. 41, and that's going to be a walk. So Figueroa is going to load the bases now. Game is never over at Fenway, so they say. And right now the tying run's coming to the plate in the form of Gary Allenson. Fisk is injured at this point in the season, so he's not available. Yankees playing for the double play. 61, and that's going to be an out. And that is a 17, so it looks like a fly out to left, but a possible sac fly. Check the bases loaded out chart. 17. Fly to left, runner holds. Runner on third can run with risk. He'd be safe on a 3 through 6. Safe on a 3 through 6 because of a weak arm in left field. Do you risk it, though, is the question. If you roll a 1 or a 2, he's going to be out. Man, down 4 runs. I'm not sure he can do that. So they're going to hold him up. They down 5-1. They just don't want to get an out at the base pass. So it's just a fly to left. Hobson will hold. Now it's 2 outs, bases loaded for Jerry Rainey. 34, and that's going to be a single. So it paid off holding the runners, it looks like. So we go to bases loaded. Hit chart. And that's a 10. Bases loaded single, a 10. Infield hit. It's an infield hit, so 1 run scores. Everybody moves up 90 feet. RBI single for Remy. And the Red Sox have 2 on the board now. Here's Rick Burleson. So even if you had sent the guy on the previous fly ball to get here, you still have the same situation. And you took the risk away. So Burleson, bases loaded, 2 outs. 63, and that's an out. 12 with the bases loaded. And a 12. That's going to be a pop-up to the white die, which is a 3. And that is to the first baseman. So he pops it up to Chambliss to end the inning. They leave them loaded, but they do get 2 across the plate. Cut into the lead just a tiny bit. It's now 5-2 after 2 here at Fenway Park. And coming up for the Yankees will be Chris Chambliss, and Rainey's got a recovery. He had a very rough second inning. So he needs to see what he can do to correct that. Chambliss, 26. That's a left-right split. That's a base hit. Chris Chambliss, left-right split's coming up a couple times already. Leadoff single, Chris Chambliss. Brings up the big guy, Jim Spencer. 21 for Spencer. That's an out. That's an 11. Runner at first. That's a ground out to the white die, which is to the pitcher. Faster average runner to second base. Slow runner out at second. Chambliss is an average runner, so he will get second base. The only play is at first. So Rainey will throw it to first, but moving up on the ground out is Chambliss. So they get Spencer at first. One away for Brian Doyle. That is a 14. And 14 for Doyle is an out. Runner at second, and that's an 11. Grounder to the white die, it's a 4. So it grounds out to second, and the runners advance. So the runner goes to third, but now there are 2 outs. As he grounds it to Remy. 2 outs, runner at third for Bucky Dent. 26, that's a left-right split, but this time it's righty versus righty. So it's an 18, fly ball to center, and that will end the inning. So the Yankees leave a runner at third. Go to the bottom of the third, still 5-2. Favor of the Pinstripers. And we go to the bottom of the third for Freddie Lynn. Lynn. 0 for 1. 15, he's 0 for 2. That's an out. 9, that's a fly to right. One down, rings up Jim Rice. 42, that's going to be a walk for Figueroa. He will walk Rice. 1 out walk to Rice. And that'll bring up Yaz. 36. That's going to be a single. Runner at first. A hit is a 4. To left field, advance if to third if the runner is fast. And Rice is fast, so he actually gets it to third base. So runners are at the corners. Only 1 out. Infield looking for the double play. Here's Butch Hobson. 25 for Hobson. That's an out. A 9. That's a fly to right. See if the run will score. First and third, 9. Fly to right. Faster average runner on third can run with risk. All right. Right fielder is Mr. Reginald Martinez Jackson. See what his what kind of arm he has in right field. He has an average arm. So to run with risk, it's a 50-50 opportunity. Man, do you send him? I think they're going to send him one. They need a 1-3. They need something good to happen. And he's out. Double play. They throw him out the plate. Oh, well. 50-50 shot. That's a higher percentage than the next batter getting a hit. So thought it was worth the gamble. Just didn't pay off. So we move on to the top of the fourth. Score still 5-2. So it's a fly out double play. And now we start the top of the fourth for Mickey Rivers. 62, that's an out. 16 with the bases empty. I believe it was a ground ball to short. And it certainly is. 1 away. If I played this game every day, then I'd be much more proficient with it. But once a week doesn't really cut it. Roy White 56. That's going to be a strikeout for Rainey. Struck him out. And for Rainey, that's only his second strikeout of the game. And here comes Thurman Munson. 12, and that is a walk on a 1-6, but that's a 17. So the out will be a 9, fly ball to right field to end the inning. 3 up, 3 down for Chuck Rainey. And we go to the bottom of the 4th, still 5-2 Yankees, with the boomer, George Scott, stepping to the plate. It'll be Scott, Evans, and Allenson due up. 34, and that is a base hit for George Scott. Leadoff single. Can they cash in? Here's Dwight Evans. 55 for Evans. A 1's a triple, 2-16 is a double. Anything else is a single. That's a 14. It'll be a double. We'll see if he can score. It's a 14. Well, I got to re-roll the 14 because I've already used it. So on the advanced show, I'll roll the 14 again. Go figure. Let's see, a double of 14. Left field scores if weak or average arm. And we already know that Roy White had a weak arm, so that he will score on the double. RBI double from Dwight Evans. Cuts the lead to 5-3. Still nobody out for Gary Allenson. 56, and that's going to be a strikeout for Figueroa. 56 must be a strikeout for everybody because even the C-grade pitchers are getting strikeouts. All right, here is Jerry Remy. Red Sox right back in this game. 46, that's the ballpark card. Fenway Park, that's a 9. He's a lefty batter, and that's going to fall into foul territory. So he gets a swing on the house. Does Remy. 14, he can't take advantage of it. It's an out. That's a 14, runner at second. And a 14 is a ground out to second with the runner advancing to third. So 2 away, but now the runner is at third base. And it's going to be up to Rick Burleson to get the run home from third. Dwight Evans sitting there at third base waiting to be brought in. That's a 22, and that'll happen right there, single. That'll take care of it. The lead is now cut to 1 run, 5-4. Rick Burleson with an RBI single. That'll bring up Fred Lynn. 53, that's a range check. Going to our range check for our defense. Range check. 33, and that is the first baseman, not Greg Nettles, Chambliss. That's a 1, so he's going to get to it. Chambliss's range is actually a 12, but 1 falls way within that, so he will get to it, make the play to end the inning. He'll actually flip to Figueroa covering. But 2 more runs for the Red Sox cut the lead to 5-4 after 4. Typical Fenway Park offensive game. Now we go to the top of the 5th. And we'll have Nettles, Jackson, and Chambliss due up against Chuck Rainey, who's kind of settled in a little bit. 15, and that's going to be an out. That's a 1. It's going to hit right back to the pitcher. Right back to Rainey, 1 away. Weak contact there. Here is Mr. Jackson, if you're nasty. 51, and that's going to be an error check because the 15 is way higher than the KD. So we're going to an error check on Boston, and we'll see who the error check is on. 51. 56, it's an error check on Hobson. Hobson's error rating At third base is a 9, and that is a 9, so he will boot it. Or is it the same, or is it? I'm trying to remember now. Now it's hello, ID. ID, you came in just the right time. You can, or somebody can remind me. If the D20 is a 9 and his error is a 9, if it matches exactly, is it an error or does he make the play? Or does that count? Would this have to be an 8 or less to be an error? I mean, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. If the D20 matches the error number exactly, match or less, it's an error. Okay, so it will be an error on Butch Hobson, and 56 says one base error. So it's a one base error on Butch Hobson, and Reggie Jackson will reach first base, E5 on Butch Hobson. So that's going to bring up Chris Chambliss. We get a 36 on Rainey, and that's an out G. That's a 9. So it would be an out, would be a fly to right, but since he has that G, that's going to override that. And out G, batter uses code 6. So we use, our left-handed batter actually uses code 4. So code 4 says grounder second. Let's see here. Is it a 4-6-3 double play unless the second baseman has a weak arm? So unless there's a weak arm coming from Jerry Remy, it'll be a double play. Jerry Remy has a weak arm, though, so it will not be a double play. It will be a 4-6 fielder's choice for out number 2. Didn't realize Jerry Remy was rated with a weak arm, but he was. So they get the force, but that's it. And Chambliss, the new runner at first base with 2 outs. Forward, Mr. Jim Spencer. And that is a 16 for Spencer, and he is out. Runner at first, a 3 is a ground ball to first, and that will end the inning. So nothing going on for the Yankees. Rainey has thrown 3 shutout innings since getting plastered in the second inning. He has come back quite nicely, kept his team in the game, and in the meantime, the Red Sox have scored 4 runs. 5-4 Yankees, bottom of the 5th. And we will turn it over to Mr. Jim Rice. And that is a 13 for Rice. 13 is a walk on a 1-18. He will draw the walk. So Jim Rice draws the free pass. Represents the tie and run. I want to make sure something real quick. Let me make sure that I want to make sure the dice tray isn't getting cut off. Okay. I think we're okay now. All right. So Rice is aboard with a walk, and that brings up Yaz. It's a 45, and that's going to be an out G. That's a 14, runner at first, which is already a ground ball. So it's ground ball to second, runner's advance. So it's a 4-3 ground out, runner advancing. So the tie and run is now in scoring position for Mr. Butch Hobson. That's a 54, so we're going to our 54 chart for the first time today. All right, 54 and a 14. 14, we're going to check the wild pitch rating of Figueroa, which is only a 3. So obviously that's not going to pass. So there will not be a wild pitch. So we're just going to re-roll it. .42, that's a walk. So the free pass issued to Hobson. Figueroa in trouble, might need some relief. Going to bring up the boomer, George Scott. 52, that's a range check, or error check, I should say, because the KD is way too high. So we will be going to an error check for the Yankees. That's a 62. So we're checking the error of Bucky Bleeping Dent. That's a 14. Dent's error rating at short is only a 5, so he will make the play. Now the question is, does it turn a double play? Let's see here. It was a, where'd it go? 62. All right, so he makes the play. Runners at first and second. If D20 is odds, a double play. Otherwise, it's a fielder's choice at second. Since the D20 is even, it's the fielder's choice to get the runner at second for out number 2, but not the double play. So a 6-4 fielder's choice. And now runners at the corners, 2 outs for Dewey Evans. Tying run 90 feet away. $55 for Evans, and that's a triple and a 1. 2 to 16 is a single. 18 is a single with a plus. So it will tie the score. I don't know if the runner can get to third. We'll find out. If he gets to third, Evans will have to steal. So we had runners at the corners with a base hit, and it's an 8. Well, we got to re-roll the 18 because we're just using that. So it's going to be a 5. Single with a 5. Center field advances to third if fast runner or if 2 outs, an average runner. So let's see. The runner is Scott. Is he average? He's fast. How in the world can George Scott be fast? He just doesn't seem fast to me. He didn't steal any bases. I'm not sure why they rated him as fast. That's a head scratcher to me. Can somebody explain that one to me? I don't get that one. I don't know how he's fast, but they're saying he is. So since he's fast, he gets third base. Don't get it, but he gets it, and we're tied at 5 apiece. But since that was a plus, since we're over here on the plus, he's got to steal. So Evans is an 8, which is not very good. But that's the mechanic of the game to get the caught stealings replicated. Thurman Munson is a strong arm. So not only is the 8 a bad number, but you got to deal with a strong-armed catcher. And we have a strong-armed catcher. Strong-arm catcher. Where'd it go here? Strong-arm catcher. No, it's on here somewhere. Is a -2. So he's going to actually drop to a 6. He needs a 1 to 6 to steal it. And he's out. So thrown out at second base is Evans to end the inning. But the Red Sox tie the game. At the end of 5 complete, we're tied at 5 apiece. And that's just the mechanic of the game. You would normally would not have sent him in that situation, but they got to replicate his caught stealings. So we go to the top of the 6th, tied at 5 apiece. Oop, that red die got hung up, so let's redo this. 24 for Doyle. He is out. That's a fly to center, 1 away. And ID, I know you love History Maker Golf so much. I am going to be streaming the final round of the Pebble Beach Classic at roughly around 8 o'clock tonight. The back 9, final round. I know you love that game so much. Here's Bucky Dent. 54, so we're going to the 54 chart. And the D20 is a 14. So let's see here. It's a single, and the D20 says it's to center field. Roll versus the error rating of the center fielder, Fred Lynn. Fred Lynn's error rating. His error rating is a 4. So we got to roll a 4 or less for this to be an error. And we do. So it is going to be an error. How about that? Wow. That was rough. Single plus an error on Fred Lynn. Kind of a lack of concentration there, I guess. And that's going to put the go-ahead run in scoring position at second base with 1 out for Mickey Rivers. Dent is an average runner at second. 15 for Rivers. He is out. That's a 1. Ground out to pitcher, runner holds. Weak arm, pitcher, runner advances. Rainey has a weak arm, so the runner will advance. So with 2 outs, Dent does take third base. And now it's going to be all up to Roy White. 2 outs and Dent at third. 43 is a walk that'll keep the inning going. Red Sox bullpen is tossing in earnest. Let me see how many batters Rainey has faced. Action PC says Rainey is getting tired. So let me check his check the box score and see how many batters he has faced. See whether he needs to come out. He's faced 29 batters. He can face 31. He's faced 29. They'd like to get him through the inning. But after Munson, you've got Nettles and you got some lefties coming up. So the Red Sox have left-handed activity in their bullpen. And they do have Andy Hassler loosening in the bullpen. So if they don't get Munson, Rainey will be pulled, and they'll be bringing in Andy Hassler to face the lefties. But right now, Rainey against Munson. That's a 65. Rainey is a 1-8, and that's a 3. But Munson a -6. Whoa, I didn't realize he was a -6. That just took the home run away. Would have been a 1-8, but the -6 makes it a 2. The 3 would have fit, but the -6 from Munson takes it away, and that's going to be an out, and we'll see what the actual out is. It is a 3, which, according to runners on the corners, a 3 is a ground ball to third. It's going to end the inning. I would have thought that too, Ben, but I mean, you can see it right here. It's got -6 right there, clear as day. Can't miss it, -6. So I'm not going to question the ratings. I did all that for payoff pitch and for inside pitch. I'm not going to question the ratings here. I'm just going to play the game and not worry about it. So it would have been a home run, but they say Munson has weak power apparently. So, and that's going to do it for Rainey. His day is done. His day is most definitely done. He can still win it. He cannot lose it. As any runs Boston scores in this bottom of the 6th will be credited to Rainey. So Hassler will be ready to come in the top of the 7th. Right now, Figueroa is facing Allenson to start the bottom of the 6th. 53, it is a range check. Going to a range check for the Yankees. And we'll see who the range check is on. 64. Shortstop. Range of Bucky Dent. Bucky Bleeping Dent. Bucky Dent, his range is a 15. That's an 8. He makes the play. So Bucky Dent up to the task, makes the play. 1 away. Allison retired, and here comes Jerry Remy, top of the order. Remy, 31, and again, that would be a base hit, but it's by Homebrew. It is another range check. We get a 16. Single to center field, range check on Mickey Rivers. Rivers' range in center is only a 3, so that fails. 9's going to be a base hit for Mickey Rivers. Single for Jerry Remy. Drops in front of Rivers. Go-ahead run is on base. Yankee bullpen starting to stir a bit. Here's Rick Burleson. 35, and that's going to be a single with a 5. So runner on first in hit chart, and a 5. To center field to third if fast runner or if 2 outs. Let's see, fast runner. Is he a fast runner? Remy? No, he's average. He could try with the average run. He could try with 2 outs, but there aren't 2 outs. So just first and second. That's it. But they got something cooking, and they've got the Yankee bullpen stirring. Fred Lynn is coming up. He'll be followed by Rice and Yastrzemski. So 2 of the 3 coming up are left-handed. Yankees have very limited bench or bullpen action, though. They've got Tidrow, Cott, and Clay, the only 3 listed as available. So we're going to go with Jim Cott. They're going to pull Figueroa and go with Jim Cott. Jim Cott will come in for Figueroa. Figueroa is on the verge of fatigue. And we'll see what Cott can do against the lefty Freddie Lynn. All right, so Freddie Lynn against, oh, wait a minute, got to do a bullpen on Cott, my bad. 5, all right, we get an A pitcher finally for a change. Tired of rolling all the C's. 43, and that's an out. That's a 17, so fly to left, 2 down. Let's see if runners can move up at all. First and second for the 17. Nope, runners hold. No option to move up. So fly out to left field, 2 down. But now you got the dangerous Jim Rice. Cott's got to wiggle his way through Rice. 65. Cott is a 1 or a 2. That's a 14, so that's going to fail. And so the out is going to be a 3, which is going to be a ground ball to third. That's going to end the inning. So Cott pitches out of the mess and gets the Yankees out of trouble. Go the 7th, we are still tied at 5 apiece. So no decision for either starting pitcher, as Rainey is out of there as well. And Andy Hassler coming in as the new pitcher for the Red Sox. Andy Hassler. And Hassler will roll for his bullpen session. A 1. He's an A pitcher. So Andy Hassler, an A pitcher. And he's going to be facing a couple of lefties, Nettles and Jackson and Chambliss. 3 lefties coming up in a row. So let's bring Hassler in on the computer. On the Action PC. So we can have everything up to snuff. And it'll be Hassler taking on Greg Nettles. Lefty, lefty. Top of the 7th, 5-5. 46 going right to the ballpark card. Fenway Park, that's a 16. And a 16 is a foul out. The only foul out in Fenway Park is a 16, and he found it. Go figure. So Nettles fouls out to Hobson at third base. And that's 1 away. And here's Hot Dog Jackson. 66 for Hot Dog, and he home run. It's a home run. Saying Hot Dog all you want, but that's a straight out 66 home run. Very Apple-like. Home run Reggie off the lefty. He didn't care about lefties. He smacks a home run, and the Yankees take a 6-5 lead. Here's Chris Chambliss. 34, and that's going to be a single. So Chambliss gets a base hit. Hassler not doing so well against the lefties as he thought. Here's Jim Spencer. 61, and that's going to be a strikeout for Andy Hassler, out number 2. So 2 down, and that takes us to Brian Doyle. 21 for Doyle. That's an out, fly ball to left. That will end the inning, but the home run from Reggie makes it a 6-5 game as we head to the 7th inning stretch. Yankees lead it 7 to 5 or 6 to 5. And now Cott is in position to be the winning pitcher, as he is the pitcher of record now for the Yankees in a positive way. And here is Carl Yastrzemski. It's a 25, and he is out on a 14. That'll be a ground ball to second. Pretty sure. Base is empty. Makes sense. Yep, ground ball to second, one away. And that sends up Butch Hobson. 33 for Hobson. That's a base hit. Base hit, Butch Hobson. Tying runs, back on base. That'll send up the boomer, George Scott. Whoa, a 66 from Scott. 1 to 4 is a home run. To 6 is a triple. So George Scott, an RBI triple, just tied this game. So the 66s are showing up in full force. And a triple from George Scott, 5 to 8 to triple. And that's a 6. So we are tied at 6. Ironically, the 266s get us tied at 6. Only difference is we're not in the 6th, we're in the 7th. Infield in for Dwight Evans. They have to play in. 65, and Cott's a 1 to 2 home run, but that's a 1. It is gone devil. Talk about Strat-O-Matic like. That's a devil die 1. Unbelievable. Jim Cott. You would figure he would not give up the dinger. You would figure. Jim Cott, his KD is his home run chance as an A pitcher is a 1 or a 2. The devil dies a 1. 2-run home run, Dwight Evans. Red Sox lead it 8 to 6. 8 to 6 now, favor of the Red Sox. I got this kind of crooked here. Fix that. Home run, Dewey Evans. That brings up Gary Allenson. And that might be it for Jim Cott. I think Cott is going to be lifted, and they will go to Ken Clay out of the bullpen. So Ken Clay is making his way on. And he'll be facing Gary Allenson. Bullpen session for Clay. He's an A pitcher, but so was Cott. Didn't seem to help him any. All right, here is Gary Allenson. 26 left, right. Good thing they made the pitching change because that would have been a base hit otherwise. So a 10 is going to be a fly ball to left. I'm sorry, to right. Fly ball to right. So it's fly out to Reggie Jackson. 2 down. Top of the order in Jerry Remy. 56, and that's going to be a strikeout for Ken Clay. So Clay gets out of the rest of the mess, but still a big 3 spot there for the Red Sox. And they now take an 8 to 6 lead into the top of the 8th inning. Interesting. All right, Bucky Dent will lead it off against Hassler. It'll be Dent, Rivers, and White. 62, and that's an out. 4 is a ground ball to second. 1 away. That brings up Mickey Rivers. Lefty-lefty matchup. 15, that's an out. 20. And that's a line out to the white die, which is going to be the third baseman, Hobson. 2 down. And switch it to Roy White, stepping to the plate. 52, that's a possible error. So we'll get the Red Sox fielding chart ready, or defensive chart ready, or team chart ready. Checking for an error. 36, error on shortstop chance. Burleson. Burleson's error rating is a 4, but that's a 2. So that will be an error on Burleson. And it's going to be a one-base error on Burleson. Third error of the game on the Red Sox, as Burleson just didn't look it into his glove. Ate him up. 2 outs. Thurman Munson, the batter. And I think the Red Sox are going to a right-hander out of the bullpen. They're going to their bullpen. And they are going to their closer, Dick Drago. They also have Bill Campbell available, but Drago is more of the closer, I think. At least according to what the stats I'm looking at, he's more of the closer. So he will be coming on. Will Drago. Two outs and a runner at first, and Thurman Munson, the batter. Drago will need a bullpen session. And that's a 14. So for Drago, a 14 is going to be his B grade. So he's on his B grade. Here comes Thurman Munson. He is the tying run at the plate. 35, and that's going to be a single and a 1-10. That is a 4, so it is a base hit. And we'll re-roll this to get the runner advancement. That's a 5. So it says center field advances to third if 2 out and average runner. So is he an average runner? Let's see. Is White an average runner? Yes, he is. So he does go to third. So runners are at the corners with 2 outs. And now it is Greg Nettles against Drago. Oh, wait a minute. I'd like to change here. So Greg Nettles to Drago. 2 outs, runners on the corners. 41, and that's a walk. The bases will be loaded. Bases are loaded. I don't know what happened to my third token there. It's got hit under something, I guess. I can't find it. I'm not going to worry about it now, so I'll just turn the Red Sox one over and make it what it is. So the bases are loaded. 2 outs for Reggie Jackson. Homered his last time up. Can he do it when it really counts? Bases loaded, 2 outs. 8 runs, 12 hits, 3 errors for the Red Sox. 6 runs, 12 hits, 2 errors for the Yankees. They both left 8 on base. Yankees have the bases loaded, 2 outs, top of the 8th, down 8-6. And Reginald Martinez Jackson just walked to make a 1-run closer. So he walks with the bases loaded, rings in a run. It's now 8-7, and here is Chris Chambliss. 63, and that's a strikeout to end the inning. If the Yankees get one of those runs back, it is charged to Hassler. It is now 8-7 as we go to the bottom of the 8th. The bottom of the 8th we go. Jerry Remy is your scheduled hitter. Ken Clay is going to stay in there. 12, and that's a walk on a 1-9. That is a 9, so leadoff walk to Remy. Leadoff walk to Remy as the Red Sox look for insurance. Here's Rick Burleson. It seems to me to be that this is the time you bunt right here. He's a 5 bunter, and that go-ahead run would be huge. Not the go-ahead, the insurance run, I should say, would be huge. So we will go for the bunt. He is a 5, and it's successfully put down, and the 1 is to the pitcher. So now 1-5, it's a good bunt. And it is, so good bunt to the pitcher. He bunts it to Ken Clay, and Clay has no place to go except to first base. So an insurance run is at second base with 1 out. And that will take us to Freddie Lynn. First base is open if they dare, but Yastrzemski's on deck, so man. But Lynn is such a good hitter, but so is Yastrzemski. That's the problem. Actually, it's Rice up. What am I talking about? Man, what am I doing? Something on the computer is not right. Something on my computer did not go the way it's supposed to go. Did I forget to put something in the computer is possibly what happened here. Let's see here. Walk to. All right. I'm probably have to abandon the entering on the computer because I'm not sure what's going on with that, but it should be Fred Lynn, not Rice. So Fred Lynn is up. Rice is on deck, so you're going to have to pitch to Lynn. You don't really have any choice. No more lefties in the bullpen for the Yankees. Ken Clay's an A pitcher. You got to stick with him. 61, and that is a strikeout 1-16, and it is. Big strikeout there for Ken Clay. And now they're going to walk Rice intentionally and pitch to Yaz. I don't think that's a bad move at all because Rice is so dangerous. Although karma says don't walk the guy in front of Yaz, but you just can't let the MVP beat you. Here's Yaz. 41, and that's a walk, and that's going to load the bases. Bases are loaded now. And now they pass the baton to Butch Hobson. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Hello, DJ from the left coast. That's a 22 for Hobson. It's a single 1-12, but that's a 14. It'll be an out. And the out will be a fly to center to end the inning, so the Red Sox leave them loaded. So we go to the bottom of the top of the 9th. And actually, the Red Sox are going to make a move. They're going to go to Bill Campbell to try to save it. Bill Campbell, the right-hander, will be in to try to save it. So Bill Campbell will need bullpen session. And it's a 15. He's on his C grades. That's not what they were hoping for, but that's what happened. So he's on the old C grades. And he's going to be facing Spencer, Doyle, and Dent are the scheduled hitters. Yankees on the bench do have Jay Johnstone, and they have Cliff Johnson, and Lou Piniella, and Willie Randolph. So they got some good hitters. Spencer's a good hitter, so you're not going to replace him, but certainly they would pinch it for Doyle for sure, and probably for Dent, assuming they have somebody play second and short, which they do. They could put Randolph at second and Stanley at short. So they will pinch hit for both Dent and for Doyle. Spencer's first. He'll be followed by, let's see here, Lou Piniella. Looks like Lou Piniella and Cliff Johnson will be the guys. Jay Johnstone not very good in this particular year. So it'll be Jim Spencer, Lou Piniella, and Cliff Johnson due up. And if it goes to the bottom of the 9th, we will have Stanley and Randolph play second and short, if it gets to that. A lot of ifs. A whole lot of ifs. So leading things off will be Jim Spencer against Campbell off his C grades. 8-7 Red Sox, 9th inning. 41, and that's going to be a walk issued by Campbell. Spencer will be pulled for a pinch runner, I would think, although they do list him as average. So actually he'll stay in the game because there's nobody on the bench fast. So he'll stay in the game as an average runner. So now Lou Piniella, the pinch hitter, coming in against Campbell. 15, and that's an out with an X. Possible double play. Runner out on first. 2. Actually, a 2 says it's a fly to center field, so it's not a ground ball. So it's not going to be a double play. It's going to be a ground ball. It's going to be a fly to center. 2 is a fly to center with a runner at first. So Piniella flies out. 1 away for Cliff Johnson. 23 for Johnson. He's out. That's a 7 and a fly to left, 2 down. So now it's all up to Mickey Rivers. Last chance for the Yankees is Rivers. 44 for Rivers. A 1-4 is a double. 18 is a single. So the game will continue. Runner on first in a hit chart with a, let's see, we've got to re-roll because they already used the 18. So we get a 10. Infield hit, runner holds at second. So runners at first and second with 2 outs for Roy White. Roy White comes down to this. Bill Campbell to Roy White. 13, and Roy White is out. Doesn't matter what kind of out, but we'll look at it anyway. First and second, and 11 is a ground out to the pitcher, or to the white die, which is a 3. So it's ground out to first, and that's the ball game. Red Sox defeat the Yankees 8-7. 8-7, the victory for the Red Sox. Andy Hassler gets the win. I'm sorry, not Andy Hassler. Am I thinking? Yes, it was Andy, actually. Andy Hassler does get the win. Jim Cott takes the loss. Bill Campbell gets the save. So 8-7, and I stopped doing the game on the computer, so I'm not sure about all the other hits and everything. So all you need to know is that Red Sox won at 8-7. So there you go from Fenway Park. Next Saturday, we'll be at Dodger Stadium for the Cincinnati Reds taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. That'll be next Saturday at between 12 and 12:15. And don't forget tonight, roughly around 8 o'clock, will be the 4th and final round back nine coverage on the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am 2025, where we will pick it up with the leaders at 14th hole or 13th hole, and the first group's at the 13th hole, and the last group at the 10th hole. And actually, everybody in the first threesome is already out of contention, so I already pre-rolled the 13th hole for them. We'll pick it up on the 13th hole for the second group when we actually have golfers playing. So that's where I want to pick it up from. So that'll be tonight, roughly around 8-ish or so, and we'll play out that final round of the Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Also tomorrow, I've already recorded it. So tomorrow, at some time tomorrow, I don't know when I'm going to post it, but it'll be the Basic Sunday Strat-O-Matic game from 1962. Also the Boston Red Sox as they host the Cleveland Indians from 1962. That'll be posted there. And then Monday around 9 o'clock Eastern, back to our 1987 schedule, American League, and we'll be at the June 28th date. And the first game will be from Detroit, and it'll be the Orioles and the Tigers. I believe it's Mike Boddicker against Frank Tanana will be the matchup there. That'll be on Monday morning. So that's what's ahead on the channel. Hope you all have a great weekend, whatever you have planned. Till next time, enjoy playing whatever game you choose to play, however you choose to play it, and I will see you all down the road.